I was running out of time. My lease was ending in less than a month, and I'd just broken up with my boyfriend, which meant I had to move fast. I didn't have a huge budget and most of the apartments near work were either too expensive or already taken. That's when I saw a listing on Facebook Marketplace that felt like a godsend. 2-bedroom apartment, modern kitchen, pet-friendly, and all utilities included, $400 less than what others were charging. It was almost too good to be true. The listing had 12 crisp, clean photos. Sunlight poured through the windows. The floors looked freshly waxed. The description even mentioned quiet neighbors and ideal for working professionals. I messaged right away. The landlord replied within minutes. His name was Dennis. He said he was renting it out himself because he had moved overseas for work and didn't want to deal with an agent. "I'm just looking for someone responsible," he told me. Dennis asked me a few basic questions: if I smoked, if I had pets, if I could pay 2 months up front. Then he said, "If you're serious, I'll take down the listing right now." I've had 5 inquiries just today. I panicked. I didn't want to lose this place. I said yes. He said he could FedEx me the keys once the deposit was sent. We could do the whole thing remotely. I knew it was a little unusual, but everything seemed legitimate. He sent me a scanned copy of his ID, a lease agreement with my name filled in, and even pictures of the mailbox with the apartment number visible. He said, "Once you send the deposit, I'll overnight the keys and mail you the physical lease." I was a little nervous, but the photos matched the address, and he spoke so politely and clearly in his emails that I trusted him. I wired $1,600 through Zelle, first and last month's rent. The very next morning, he messaged me saying the keys had been shipped and would arrive within 48 hours. I was excited. I started looking up furniture online. I even texted my best friend saying, "I think I finally found a place." But the keys never came. 2 days passed. Then 3. Then a week. Dennis stopped responding to my messages. The tracking number he gave me. Fake. I checked it on FedEx. Nothing existed. I called the number he gave me for emergencies, only it rang twice, then disconnected. Something in me broke. I drove to the address myself. I needed to see it. And when I got there, everything started to unravel. The building existed, but when I asked the property manager if apartment to be was available, she gave me a confused look. "That unit already has a tenant," she said. "They've lived there for over a year. There's no unit up for rent in this building." I stood there frozen. My mouth went dry. "Do you know a Dennis?" I asked. She shook her head. "No Dennis here. And we don't list properties on Facebook. We only work through our management company." I had been scammed. Fully, completely scammed. My heart was pounding. I drove home in silence, holding back tears. I felt sick to my stomach. I had just lost nearly $2,000. And I still didn't have a place to live. I went back and reread every message Dennis had sent. Suddenly all the red flags glowed like neon. The urgency, the too good to be true rent, the refusal to meet in person, the pressure to pay fast. I filed a police report that afternoon. They told me these scams happen more often than people realize, and that it was unlikely I'd ever recover the money. I contacted Zelle. They were sympathetic, but since I had voluntarily sent the funds, there was nothing they could do. My bank said the same thing. No protection, no reversal. Just a lesson learned the hard way. The worst part was telling my mom. She didn't shame me. She just looked worried. She helped me look for short-term places, and I ended up crashing with her for a few weeks. The embarrassment was crushing. I couldn't stop thinking about how easily I was manipulated. All it took was a few photos and polite messages, and I gave a complete stranger my savings. I started doing research afterward, and found forums full of people who had fallen for the same trick. Some lost less than I did. Others lost more. One woman said she flew in from another state just to find out her apartment didn't exist. Another man said the scammer even gave him a fake application form with a fake background check. What made this scam especially brutal was how personal it felt. Housing is one of our most basic needs. These scammers know people are desperate and vulnerable. They prey on urgency. They copy photos from real listings, create fake email threads, even Photoshop IDs and utility bills just to seem legit. And once they get your money, they disappear without a trace. I still have the lease Dennis sent me saved on my computer. Sometimes I open it just to remind myself that trust has to be earned, not rushed. If someone won't let you tour a place, if they insist on payment up front with no physical meeting, if they use pressure tactics, run, don't walk, run. Now I tell everyone I know to verify everything. Look up who owns the property on public record. Visit in person. Ask for the keys before sending money. And most of all, never pay with Zelle, Cash App, or any method that doesn't offer buyer protection. I never got justice, but if this story keeps one person from making the same mistake, maybe that's enough. If you found this story helpful or eye-opening, please consider sharing it with someone who might be at risk. The more people know about these scams, the harder it becomes for scammers to succeed. And if you've experienced something similar or want to share your story to help others, send it to us at the email in the description below. You might save someone from falling into the same trap. This is Scam Alert 1, where we expose the lies so you can stay safe. Kindly share and subscribe.